Oh boy, looks like I'm late to the party. Illinois brick, they dropped the stone. This must be our access point. Looks like a really beautiful home here in a nice quiet cul-de-sac. Oh, this is awesome, wooded property. You guys parked across the street. Looks like most of the stuff's already up here. I'm gonna take the path less traveled. Let's see what's going on over here. Look at this. Look at this landscape. Cool pavers. Holy smokes. Look at this. Wow. Oh, guys are already diving in. What do you guys think, huh? Cool property?
Oh yeah, lovely landscape.
Love the landscape? Let's cover up this walkway first, guys, before we just completely trash it. Fabric, and then we'll get some plywood down over the top of this. So here's the existing pond that we're gonna make bigger and deeper. Biofalls will stay basically where it's at, but the where that bird bath is about where the skimmer, the new skimmer, will go. And we're going about 1.5 to 2 feet wider all the way around. We'll change the shape, obviously go deeper and that kind of stuff. So this is our access in through here, so we'll get that covered up, rocking and rolling. Little progress update. Here's where we're at. We've got basically all the rock out. You see we've got a pile here, running all the way this way. We've got a bunch of stuff all the way back over there. We've got a majority of the gravel out. Now it's just time to kind of clean up all the crappy gravel, the stuff that we're not even gonna bother wasting our time trying to rinse down and clean by the time we put it back into the pond. There was a bunch of small gravel around the pond and through there. We're gonna rake all that inside, get it on top of the liner, and then get that stuff out of here as well. Once that's out of here, the liner comes out, then we'll start reshaping the pond, making it bigger. Basically all the way around. We're gonna go probably anywhere from 1.5 to 2 feet wide. We are gonna change the shape. Maybe we'll see if we can't split the stream coming out of the waterfall, where one side of it dumps right into the pond and the rest of it kind of meanders around this way. But that'll be a game day decision. But we are on track. Renos are always fun because you get nice sloppy muddy first thing in the morning, so you get the inconvenience or the uncomfortableness right out of the way, or out of the gates early. That's where we're at. Again, great shape, right where we need to be on this as far as time frame on this part of the project. Get all the crap out of there, get it back down to basically a clean slate, and then we'll remark everything out and excavate to our proper depth and size of the pond itself. So excavation is done. Now we gotta get the fabric in, but we've got a special little treat before we do that. Joel over here, young Joel. Actually, Micho, what's Joel gonna do for the people out there on the silver screen of the YouTube today?
Why don't you show them what you got in your hand, Jojo?
What you got over here?
Just some protein.
Ooh. What are you gonna do with that thing?
Oh, you did. You ready? They tried to run away.
Let me see. For those of you out there, Joel is single. After that, he might stay single. You know, but if any of you guys are into insects, give this guy a call. What's your number? 911?
Yep.
Alrighty then. Excavation is now complete. You can see the orange lines are delineating our shelves. So obviously that orange line will be the outer excavation. We've got 1, 2, and then 3 shelves built in here. The lowest point where Nick and Eli, where Nick's raking up and Eli's at, is just a hair under 3 feet. We were hoping to go right at 3, but got some utilities that we got to be careful for running underneath the pond. The guys are over in the back corner installing the skimmer box right now, so they're getting that excavated. Digging conditions were pretty brutal out here. We thought it might be pretty nice being in this nice wooded oak savanna region, and nope, we hit a lot of rock and gravel. You can see all this stuff. So every time we shoveled, we ended up hitting rock. So a lot of pickaxe work today. So you can see we've got the extension of the pond over here, which I did not mark out. That shape will change a little bit. Biofalls did not move. We already have our plumbing hooked up, and that plumbing line's running this way, and it'll run over to the skimmer. And then we are going to throw some circulation jets in, which will come this way through the pond and sit over here on this deep section over here, just helping push water from this deep spot. We'll probably put some at the top and then maybe one at the bottom, just to help push a lot of that debris and stuff that falls to the bottom back up into suspension, and then getting it over into the skimmer. That's where we're at. Fabric, liner, fabric now, and then rock and roll. Day two people. We got Nick and myself. We're gonna start rocking the pond. The guys are bringing some gravel from the front of the house back here, and we're using that gravel to backfill behind a lot of these spaces. As we're kind of staircasing rock back, you can see we've got gravel filling in the joints over there. So we've got a mixture of the big 2 to 3 inch gravel, and then we've got a bunch of the 3/4 as well. 3/4 we're gonna put all along the bottom, and then also in plant pocket areas. A couple neat things that we already did this morning is we built ourselves a nice little fish cave down here. Boom, boom. All that is just ADS pipe, guys, and it's just a 12 or a 14 inch diameter pipe. We cut it. It's about 2.5 feet long, goes all the way back in there, and then you can see we filled the void space around it with the big gravel, and then we are going to top dress this with little gravel and potentially make a plant pocket area over here, or at least a nice soft area to walk on if you're ever in the pond. And again, this will all be small gravel down in here. We're starting to get some of our big destination rocks in there. That's actually about the only one. So we've got one there. We're gonna set another one kind of where these bags of gravel are here to help set the peninsula. So this will start to swing back that way. We also need to get one behind me here. Also, we have jets running through here. So some of you might have just been watching and wondering why the heck is that piece of 2-inch flex line? What that is that's going to be a circulation jet line that's being fed from the pump that's in the skimmer. And I'll show you that later in the video on how we do that connection as we rock our way over. But we're gonna do a bulkhead fitting through the liner somewhere next to the skimmer, which will feed that pipe, and then that water will come all the way through here. Now we have one T right there, which feeds a bottom jet. I'm going to reduce that down to 1 inch, and that snakes back behind this rock here. There's another T there. You can see we've got a piece of 1 inch flex PVC coming out of that, and then this line continues to go back behind these rocks to another T, which shoots right about there, right? And then we have about a 1 foot stub of pipe on the end with a cap on it. What this piece of pipe right here does, from going from the T to the cap, is that's going to put back pressure on here to help stabilize out the rest of the jet. So the water is going to want to shoot this way down to the pipe. It'll hit this cap, push back this way, and help equalize our jets out of here. So that's what we've got. And this is a deep section of pond. It's about 34 inches deep here where I'm standing. So I wanted to get some bottom circulation just to help push any of that crap that falls out of suspension or accumulates on the bottom back up into the water column to help it get drawn into the skimmer and keep this rock and gravel down here nice and clean. And then these are just jets that are a little, I don't know, maybe 12 inches below water, pushing water across to help pull it back into the skimmer, because the way this pond is designed, the water is going to come down through here and it's going to hug this turn, and it'll really hug that back side of the pond to go into the skimmer. So we want to push water from where I'm standing over this way to push it back into the skimmer. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, comment below and we'll try and clarify for you. Hey guys, look, it's done. Yours truly neglected to record the last day of footage out here. So we were super slammed trying to get this thing done, and to be honest with you, I dropped the ball on getting a lot of the footage of us actually rocking in and building the waterfalls behind me. So I'm sorry about that. But what I will give you in return is an in-depth overview of how the pond was created, the components that are involved, a few of the tips and tricks on how we pulled this incredibly beautiful and unique feature off. Right now, folks, we've got about a 21 by about a 14-foot pond. We've got a beautiful split waterfalls up here, powered from a 6,000 biofalls up top, which you can't even really see that it's up there, but trust me folks, it's there. That's the biofilter right in there. So we've got the rock and gravel placed around it to detract or take your eye away from the origin point of the water starts. So we want it to look almost, have this spring-fed look, again creating not this volcanic look, but look how wide and far out that berm spreads. Nothing feels condensed. We've got these beautiful retaining walls that have these different plant pockets or terraces around it to help naturalize the area as well. We've got the main falls, and then it splits around that rock. Some of the water goes this way back there. The other drops down into here into a shallow pooling area. The reason for this shallow pooling area, and again, there's only about 1 inch of water in here, okay? You see that? Boop. You got about an inch of water, and that's to help prevent any sediment or debris from collecting in this backwater area. Because of the shallowness of the water, it picks up velocity as it goes through there. The shallow pooling area here, which will also be a great spot for possibly some aquatic plants, rips through there. There's a plant pocket right in there that you can see a beautiful little coral bells planted in. Again, we want to soften up all the rock and gravel, so some of these plant pockets inside or in between the two falls really help. Again, another thing that helps as far as softscape or plants are all these little plants along the edges, right? There's a bunch of little hostas and stuff over here. We've got some ground covers, looks like fern over there, more hostas and stuff. And again, this is a shade garden, so hostas make sense. We've got a beautiful Japanese maple right here. Maybe it looks a little Charlie Brownish, but it'll bounce back, folks, trust me. So anyways, there you can see the secondary side of the waterfall where it splits up at the top around that rock. Again, more waterfalls coming back. I love these big giant boulders along the edges, just to help break things up. You carry the big boulders all the way through, so you've got one over there, you've got one across the pond, one there, one there, one there. But you can see as you go up into the waterfalls how they carry all through, right? There's a good mixture of size of rock. Super important, guys. You can see the fish are absolutely loving life over here. The water is crystal clear. I can see all the way to the bottom, and so can you guys, clearly. It does have kind of a brownish tint to it, and that is because of the tannins that are present because of the overstory oak trees all up around us in the canopy are dropping acorns, they're dropping leaves. That stuff will leach out into the water. Purely aesthetic, it doesn't do anything to the fish. That can be cleared up through a couple different methods, things like barley extract sometimes, occasionally activated carbon. You can see that the rock and gravel is spotless. It's just a slight tint to the water, but the water quality itself is pristine. Just look at the shape of this pond also. It looks incredible. Again, our circulation jets over here. The circulation jets that are over here in this corner, pushing the water away from this area of the pond, which would normally probably be a dead zone because of where the skimmer is located and the way the water wants to go as it's drawn into the skimmer. So those circulation jets will help with maintenance, pushing any, wind-blown debris that falls on the surface of the pond back over into the current, and then that'll get drawn into the skimmer, which is located underneath that fake rock lid over there. It'll also help keep a nice big hole open in the ice this winter. So it's a permanent winter de-icer as well. I love this little cove area. That's about 18 inches of water there. There is a fish cave down underneath that boulder, and it's a piece of ADS pipe that's about 2 feet long by 18 inches wide, and we just put rock and gravel over the top, but that's a big fish cave all underneath here. So when we're excavating, that's one of those things that we prepared for and cut out during excavation. Over here is the skimmer basket. Now I'm going to show you guys how these circulation jets work. So the check valve right there is connected to the pump, which sits down in the skimmer. This is a Surumi 8PN pump, which was the existing pump from the water feature. So I think it's about 6,000 gallons per hour, maybe 5,600. I'd have to check. The plumbing line that comes out of the bulkhead fitting on the backside of the skimmer comes over to here, tees off, and then we have a ball valve attached to one part of 2-inch line. This controls the jets, and then the one in the valve box over here controls the one that's going to the biofalls. That allows us to really dial in the flow, not only for the circulation jets, but also for the waterfall itself. So if the waterfall was a little too, I guess, aggressive for the homeowners and we wanted to steal a little bit more water for the circulation jets, we could do that. The ball valves just allow us to dial that in to what we think is the most appropriate flow for the waterfall and the circulation jets. Love this little cove area back here. We always want to draw your attention away from the components like the skimmer, like the biofalls, adding movement, creating these little plant pockets as well in and around the water feature really helps. Changing up edge treatments. You can see we've got kind of a shallower area here and then a deeper area right off the side where those fish are swimming at now. I don't know if you can see that, but it just turned out incredible. Guys, it's probably about a 1,500 to 1,600 gallon pond. Again, 6,000 biofalls, signature 1,000 skimmer, but it's the 8.0 weir opening, circulation jet. It just turned out, again, incredible. I love the view from their deck area where they're looking down onto the waterfalls, but just, it looks incredible. And they have an incredible property, wooded lot, so it just feels so natural back here. Well, folks, as it is at the end of every video, this is a wrap. I hope you enjoyed. We turned out another beautiful, one-of-a-kind custom creation using water. Today it was in somebody's backyard. I love the new habitat we've created for the fish. They're obviously loving life. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up below in the comment section. Also, please like this video if you love what you saw, but also subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date to everything the Team Aquascape is up to. Hope you guys all have a great day, and peace out. Peace.